Hi, and this is Ray. Welcome to my first Endorphin tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing how to do a standing backflip in Endorphin. First things first, we want to put the arms in front of the guy because that's going to be the good start pose for the backflip. We don't want that to be an active pose. We'll just make it a frame. Then we make an active pose for him swinging his arms behind him. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold if you can't hear me. And bending down. You want to make sure the legs are about a 90-degree angle for this, but if they're a little off, it's alright. Sorry. Anyways, and now you'll notice that he comes down and he swings his arms back to generate the momentum needed to send him into the rotation for the flip. Next pose, we want his arms to be on his knees, but that's actually not going to take him all the way there. That's just going to direct his arms down, bring his head up as if he's going into the flip. Perfection. We're going to keep that pose short, because the pose you want him to take off from being in is a pose where his arms are straight out ahead of him. So we're going to make an active pose with his arms out ahead of him, and also we're going to maybe unbend the legs a little bit as if he's starting to go into his rotation, because you notice that he still doesn't really appear as if he's going to do a flip. It just looks like he's kind of fallen back with his arms forward. So what we do is we'll bring his arms out more and we'll put his legs a little bit straighter, and we'll just tilt his head up like he's really going into that flip. That's about right with the legs. Alright, now we want his arms to be a little closer to him, so we're going to make sure that his arms are nice and close to his knees in all the poses. Now, this isn't really controllable to a point. Also notice that he falls sideways. We're going to put a constraint there, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn the rotation. I'll tell you the coordinates for what to do with the constraint in description for this video. But this basically just makes it so he can only move front and up, sideways and up, and he can only rotate one direction. Now we're going to add an active pose to the actual flipping, like the jump that takes off into the flip. Basically just going to do a T-pose, put his arms up, and bend him over backwards as far as it'll let him go. We do that by right-clicking on the pelvis and then just bending him. It looks nice. See, it comes out looking nice and flippy. But this isn't actually a layout, so. But then we just we take the second pose of the charge up for the jump, and we edit it a little bit so that it'll become our tucking pose, because the guy won't flip all the way over unless we tuck him. So we're gonna make sure that we have his knees nice and close to his chest, and we have his hands under his knees. So what's going to happen is he's not going to be able to tuck that far in the actual animation, so it'll look like he grabs his knees, which is just how we want it. I didn't make that long enough, but yeah, see what he does there? See, he's grabbing his knees. That's what we want. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the third pose of the start charge up, and we're going to edit it a little bit to make him come out of his rotation. You want to put that pose right where he's 90-degree angle to the ground, like he's horizontal with the ground, facing it, like he's looking right at the ground. We're going to make his arms a little bit bent and whatnot, and we're going to make sure that his weight is fairly evenly distributed so he can easily stand up after doing the flip. Now what we're going to do is we're going to better distribute his weight by putting the knees a little bit less bent and putting the feet a little bit more forward, so that he can sort of balance into that landing a little bit better, because what we want him to do after he's done with the flip is stand right up. So see, notice how he can sort of support himself there and he doesn't fall one direction too quickly. We're just going to take another pose, load up the standing pose that comes default with Endorphin, and notice that he stands right up and balances perfect. Usually you don't get it perfect like that, but once you get enough practice, you'll start sticking them first try. Thank you for watching the Endorphin tutorial.